Are we muting or not?
Nah, because we're in a stream,
Mate,
so you can all talk to each other. There's no
guys.
point, you can generally see what you're doing anyway,
I've
can't
got a
you?
recommendation.
Go on.
We should have an award for the one to watch award, and I know who to go for.
Indeed.
Oh.
Right.
Hold on.
We are now live on Twitch to the world. Allow me
And the
to.
same on this one as well.
Allow
Oh,
me to.
guys, is this the game where you want about like you protect the leader?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guardian.
If you're the leader, you just get out and dodge, basically, or you can kill people if you want, but it's at risk of the team losing.
Fuck it. Yeah, give leader hug.
That's Cal's motto. That's Cal's motive. Fuck it. He'll just go steam.
Yeah. Give him
You
leader
had to
hug.
call it.
Like I said, boys, good luck.
Typical.
Just stay protected, Jimbo.
I see you. That's unfortunate for someone. Ooh. Oh, maybe not.
Bye bye, boys.
Right, so who's the leader for the swarm?
Want that
at
call?
the minute?
You weren't it?
So that would be Scion.
Over.
Oh, I'll watch the Jin bot.
Oh, where are you going, yo? Get back here, yo.
What? It's easier to be down there.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Khan just got erased.
Oh, sorry, yeah, GIG.
GIG and Skyline goes forward with a double kill with the Nasher.
Over here, over the. On me.
Let's see what's
Gain
happening
cover.
on
Whoever
the
that is, gain
spectator
cover.
cameras. At the moment,
point to
we
drop,
have
lads.
Skyline. Skyline and Gaza are in a tight situation against the Swarm, and they are boxing the Swarm in very closely.
Fucking
and
great,
they
innit?
have
Fucking team don't
eliminated
want to
the
move out of spawn, man.
Yeah, safe, Jim.
And at the moment, the Swarm are trying to gain back with an advanced push. At the minute, it's kind of backfiring on them, I will say this.
Oh, fuck. Leg just took me out, boys.
Oh, and Gaza wipes the enemy team, pulling a triple Nasher assault.
How long on that boom? Oh.
Oh,
Oh,
never.
fuck.
I'm ready. See the enemy.
Oh, shit. Nice one.
Oh, leaders, got her.
Fuck.
The enemy leader has been killed. Enemy leaders down. Fatality.
56. GG, you're on that one, Ryan.
Yeah.
Behind you, Skyline.
Where'd she go?
She's on the move.
Yeah, I lost her. Gazzy's sat over here with me.
Getting well done, Gaza.
Lost her.
There is now
Well
only
done, Gaza.
Fucking one behind us, we have to move. Oh, it's the leader as well, there's Lugan behind us, we've had to turn around.
That ruined his day.
and the Swarm has wiped the coalition of ordered government's team.
Yes, it is.
First round to the Swarm.
Hello? Hello. No, I can't do a meeting right now. I'm booked. No. See the enemy. Target my mark. Nailed Meeting over.
No.
Hey, out of the way!
So
I'm ready. I see the enemy.
Enemy contact!
Incoming smoke!
Oh! It is getting intense now. At the moment, the cog and the cog and the swarm have got each other boxed in, but the cog are taking heavy fatalities at the moment. So this is looking to another favourable swarm victory. The swarm wins. Fatality. Round 2 out of 3. They only have one more round to go ahead. And that's one more round to play to win. And then the Coalition Avoided Government's team is suffering a rather embarrassing defeat.
Enemy contact!
Oh, and he just got the 2 halves of the story. And at the moment,
See the enemy.
it looks like the swarm have got the cog pinned in the corner. At the moment, the swarm appear to be winning against the cog. And the cog are only down to their last man standing, GIGN Skyline. Oh, is Skyline going to win the round for the cog? Only the time will tell. Okay, the swarm are going with a kaboom. Okay, so we have our victor. The swarm have won the match 3-0. The cog have suffered a humiliating defeat at the hands of the swarm.
if that's it. It's just gonna keep going.
Today's victor of the FMJ UK Battle Series 3 is the Swarm team. And on the Swarm team, our victors are TSE, Yadelshaven, Lord Lugan, that's one guy, and Lakey. Okay, so the next upcoming map appears to be Regency. And from what I can hear over the comms, the COG team are hoping to pull a victory this round after a 3-0 humiliating defeat at the hands of the Swarm. At the moment, in the blue square, they're going to chew you up and spit you out. We have the COG team. And in the red square, we have the dangerous underground creatures known as the Swarm. So far, it looks like the Swarm take first blood, followed by Sacred Sprint of the COG taking a kill. At the moment, we are currently observing Lakey, who's getting his backside kicked by Light Fury. Oh, sorry, not Light Fury, Night Fury. And we have the Jinbot, which has just eliminated one of the Swarm. And at the minute, the Jinbot looks like it's in trouble, because this is Guardian, where you've got to defend your ladies to the very last. And it looks like Lord Lugan and that one guy just got brutally annihilated, resulting in a Coalition of Order government's victory! So far, the COG is COG 1, Swarm 0.
Fine. Enemy.
At the moment, the Coalition of Order government's team is holding the line, and Fear Blood just got splattered. We are currently now watching the Jinbot, which seems to be in a safe position at the moment. Only time will tell to see what will happen next.
I'm ready. Incoming flashbang.
And apparently the Jinbot is ready to rumble. At the moment, the COG team are currently holding their own against the Swarm. And at the minute, nobody has taken out either one's leader. Oh, and that was another splatter by GIGN Skyline. And at the minute, the enemy leader is running away. Yep, that is the Swarm leader, running away to safety. But will his Swarm team rescue him? Only time will tell to see what happens next. And at the moment, the COG is trying to take on the Swarm leader. But it looks like a futile effort as the COG has just been eliminated. And one of the Swarm has just picked up a power weapon, the RL4 Salvo. And now the Swarm leader is going to put on a show with the power weapon. And he is currently trapped in the corner of the map with all of the cogs completely surrounding him. And the cog has taken the enemy leader out, But both teams are now at a stalemate at a 4-on-4 scenario. 4-on-3 scenario. 4-on-2 scenario. Sorry. 2-on-2 scenario. Now there is only Fear Blood staying alive on the COG team, and it's a classic 2-on-1 stalemate. And at the moment, and okay. And once again, we are off to another exciting start.
I see the enemy. Incoming smoke! Incoming smoke! Now that's a clean.
So at the moment, the COG is brutally annihilating the Swarm. And the Swarm leader just took out one of the COG. And at the moment, the COG leader is currently holding his own as the COG seem to be advancing, followed by a Swarm defense. At the moment, the COG seem to be really pushing on the Swarm leader at the moment. And at the moment, the Swarm leader seems to be trying to stay alive. And since the COG leader has been eliminated, the COG team is now in danger, because as long as your leader's alive in Guardian, that allows your team to respawn. But the COG team is now acting very tactically. There's only 3 of them. No, sorry. Now there's only 2 of them alive. There's two COG alive, and the Swarm and their leader are still more than alive, so this could be looking or leaning towards a Swarm victory. And the COG are now down to 1 remaining person. And this victory goes to the Swarm. The scores on the doors are 2-1. The Swarm only need 1 more victory to win Guardian. Currently, the Swarm and the COG are off to a good start once again.
I see the enemy.
As at the moment, the Swarm are really going for the rush on the enemy leader to try and stop the enemy's respawns, which is a very genius tactic to do in Guardian. Now it seems like and the COG has just lost their leader, and they are now taking heavy fatalities. The Swarm appears to be heading towards a game-winning victory. At the moment, the Swarm are trying to finish off what's left of the Coalition of Ordered Government's team. And at the minute, the COG find themselves in a really tight spot and completely surrounded. Only 2 COG left standing. They're trying to fight to the last breath. Last man standing. And the final... And we have our victors, the Swarms, which have won 3-1 on Guardian on the map Regency. Our victors in 2 games have now been the Swarm. It's not looking good for the COG team so far.
Oh, sorry, not on my stream.
Soon, the next map will be coming up on Guardian. Thank you for the follow, Finn Lena. Finn. Thank you for the follow, Jimmy21. We are now playing Guardian on the map Asylum, and there is a few tactical options on this map, as well as a hazard of getting run over by a train. And the game is starting in less than a second. And here we go with round 3 of the Swarm versus the COG on Guardian.
The grub killer ain't afraid of those fucking assholes!
So at the minute, the COG and the Swarm are currently battling it out. Oh, and the Swarm's already taken first blood.
Our leader is dead!
And the COG has just lost their leader straight off the bat. Well, this could be already looking towards a Swarm victory. There's only one person left standing on the COG team. Oh. Okay, the first round goes 1-1 to the Swarm. Okay, round 2. Fight! And at the moment, the cog and the swarm are having a battle for the high ground. As the cog leader is currently just camping out inside of a building, while the rest of their team protects them, and the swarm have just lost their leader. And now the swarm are taking excessive casualties. There's only 2 swarm left standing. Oh, and Lakey goes for the double kill, but it wasn't a very good effort. And the final swarm takes a headshot from the Nasher shotgun, resulting in a cog victory, and the game is now a tie.
Come on, these shitheads don't stand a chance.
And today's game is brought to you by the FMJ UK clan.
I see the enemy.
So make sure to come and join them on Facebook as well as on Discord. Okay, so at the minute the cog has already lost their leader, resulting in 3 cog left standing. This could be leaning already towards... Oh, what a stalemate. The enemy... Both teams have lost the leader. Now it is a game of execution.
Grenade is hot.
But you also got to be careful because somebody could quite easily get run over by a train on this map. So now it is a 3-on-2 scenario. And at the moment, the swarm are down to 1 man standing. So it's a 2-on-1. And the swarm has taken an execution. The cog are now leading 2-1.
Let's make quick work of these idiots.
I see the enemy.
And once again, our fight is brought to you by FMJ UK. So make sure to join their Facebook and on Discord.
Meeting over.
Smoke out.
At the moment, the cog leader is currently camped out inside of a building. And the swarm is very quickly closing in on the... And at the moment, both enemy leaders seem to be getting into closer proximity of each other. This could result in a double elimination scenario again. And the cog's leader has just died. So now it is a 5-on-2 scenario. And the swarm has taken the enemy leader hostage, and it looks like he's going to throw them into a train. Oh, he just fed them into the rails. This victory goes to the swarm. Now both teams are completely tied up here. The next fight shall determine today's winner of this game
Command, be advised, we are ready.
on Asylum on Guardian.
Look what I found.
I see the enemy.
So far, both teams are off to a good start again. The Swarm have picked up a power weapon of the boom shot with 2 trains incoming on both rails. And the Swarm just failed epically, blowing themselves up with their own power weapon. And including one of the Swarm just got run over by a train. It is now a 5-on-4 scenario. 5-on-3 scenario. Let's see who's still standing on the cog. So far, we have Lakey, who's just been killed by GIGN Skyline, holding the power weapon of the RL4 Salvo. And at the moment, the cog are down to 2 men left. This could be looking towards a Swarm game win. And we are currently keeping an eye on the last man standing, GIGN Skyline, who is just about to get ganged up on. And the Swarm take the win, 3-2. The cog were very close in winning, but it was a good effort nonetheless. Our victors are the Swarm. And in 2 games, our top player Lakey has taken the victory of the MVP position. Okay, it looks like we're going for a round 4. The scores currently standing at the moment is this 3 to the Swarm, 0 to the cog in 3 games. 3 games to the Swarm. Okay, so then the 4th round on Guardian goes to Canals. So at the moment, both teams of the Cog and the Swarm are hitting to fight it out in a game of Guardian on Canals. And in the blue corner, once again, we have the Swarm. Sorry, I do beg my pardon. In the blue corner, we have the Cog, and in the red corner, we have the Swarm. At the moment, the Cog and the Swarm have both picked up long-shot sniper rifles, and the Cog have taken first blood.
See the enemy leader.
And I am currently watching a Battle of the
Stay
Fates.
down.
The Swarm has just lost their leader. So at the minute, the Swarm is in trouble on a 5-3. 5-3 odds of them surviving. Oh, no scope by you. Okay, we've got to keep an eye on the sniper because he is really good with this. And that's the sound of the top bore, I would say. There's only two of the Swarm surviving, and it looks like the first round could be. Oh, there's only one Swarm left standing, and he's completely surrounded on a bridge. And once again, GIGN Skyline takes the kill. The game score is now 1 to the Cog, 0 to the Swarm. To the Swarm. And at the moment, the enemy leader, the Cog leader is wait a minute. GIGN Skyline, he is marking all of the targets through a wall, caught on the stream. We're gonna have to keep an eye on GIGN Skyline now, because since we just saw that bit of fishy business.
I see the enemy. Meeting over. Target my mark.
Okay, at the moment we are keeping an eye on the Swarm, who are currently brutally murdering the Cog team. And now the Swarms and the Cog spawns have now switched over. Oh. And the Cog leader is trapped in a dangerous position here, in a bit of a dangerous game.
Away with you.
Oh, and the Swarm has picked up a power weapon of the Torque Bow. At the minute, both teams' leaders are still standing in this round. As we are currently observing the Swarm leader, who is about to take the head off a Cog soldier. Once again, a shout out to the creators of our tonight's fight, the FMJ UK squad. So make sure to join their Discord, and they are on Facebook as well. And at the moment, the COG have once again lost their leader, resulting in 2 COG left standing. Oh, and Khan is playing football with Sarek on his head. And so far, the score has now been tied 1-1. The 2 teams now only have to get 2 more points to win the game. So the Swarm and the COG currently stand at neck and neck in this fight.
I see the enemy.
And at the moment, we are keeping an eye on the Swarm and the COG. And it looks like the Swarm has already got the hands on a power weapon of the Talkbow versus a long shot on the COG team. And at the moment, the COG have once again lost their leader. And that was a heck of a good shot by the Swarm sniper there. There's only 3 more COG now left standing. Make that 2 more COG left standing. There's only Skyline and Night Fury left standing on the COG team. Okay, there's only 2 of the COG left standing. 1. Oh, this is going to be good. Finish him. And the Swarm leader takes one of the players hostage. And at the moment, there is Skyline currently fighting for his life, holding his own to the last man standing. And at the minute, we are observing the last man standing on the enemy team of the COG, as the Swarm has now taken prisoners, it would seem, moving them 2-1 against the COG. The Swarm 2, the Coalition of Ordered Governments 1. And at the moment, both teams are once again back at it, fighting each other. And we are currently watching a Swarm sniper, which seems to be a specialist with a sniper rifle. And once again, he's just saw around the corner at a little weapon of the COG. It seems to be a snub pistol. Oh, he just got smoked out. Okay, the Swarm have now lost their leader. This could restore confidence in the COG team, and they could restore a victory for this round. There is now only 1 Swarm member left standing against the fearless Coalition of Ordered Governments. And the odds were not even there as he gets his head battered like a baseball, resulting in a victory for the COG. This now puts both teams at 2-2. The next round will determine the winner for this game.
I see the enemy.
And at the moment, the COG seem to be placing a few little surprises around the place for the swarm. And at the moment, the swarm sniper seems to be having a duck hunt. Oh, and he nearly takes the head off the leader for the COG. And at the moment, the COG leader is in dangerous proximity to the swarm, surrounded on both sides, resulting in the death of the COG leader. Now it is just a job of the swarm finishing off the COG if they are to win this round. And at the moment, the COG only have 2 people left standing, fighting for their lives. Oh man, we are now down to 1 more COG soldier standing. And at the moment, the last man on the COG team is left standing, and he got blown away by a shotgun, resulting in our winners again in 4 games, the Swarm. And in another 4 games, Lakey has taken the match MVP.
Communications needed big time. One way to solve that. Create a party resort and then whoever streaming it.
And at the minute, our winners in 4 consecutive games have been the Swarm. And especially a special member of the Swarm, Lakey, has been the MVP for 4 games running now. And at the moment, both teams are still undecided of what's happening at the moment. so a recap of what's been happening. The Swarm have now won 4 consecutive games, and the next game will be due to start soon. Today's MVP so far in Gears 5 in the FMJ UK game as a whole has been Lakey, which I say a very proud well done to Lakey for getting the match MVP in 4 games running. Okay, so the next map is Guardian, on the map Bunker. Okay, this is going to be an interesting fight. Okay, so at the minute we are in intermission, where both teams are currently connecting to the bunker game. And if you wish to join the FMJ UK team, we are on Facebook and on Discord. So search Gears 5 FMJ UK on Facebook and you will find us straightforward. Okay, so at the minute, the COG and the Swarm have just left their respawn areas. And at the minute, both teams seem to be headed uphill to the top of the bunker. It looks like they're gonna fight over the power weapons. And the COG and the Swarm takes first blood of the game.
Target destroyed.
At the moment, the COG now control the RL4 salvo power weapon. If they are effective enough, they will be able to deal with their adversaries, the Swarm. But it's all down to experience, of how experienced a player is, of using weapons like power weapons.
I enjoyed that.
And okay, both teams are still neck and neck at the moment. The Swarm leader is still in one piece at the moment. Oh, and the COG has just lost their leader, resulting in 4 COG left standing. So now it's a 5-on-4 scenario. And at the moment, the Swarm just got royally annihilated in a double kill by Spirit.
Eyes on target.
And the COG have won the first round by the narrowest of margins. Okay, let's move on to one of the top shotgunners on the COG team, GIGN Skyline.
Got him. I see the enemy.
In fact, I'm going to switch over to our match MVP, Lakey. And at the minute, he just got blown apart by GIGN Skyline.
Incoming!
And at the moment, the Jinbot on the COG team is giving the Swarm what for. Marking the enemies through the walls, it would seem. Okay, so let's have a look. See what the progress is on the Swarm team, which seem to be having some minor issues getting annihilated by, or ganged up on by the Cub. At the minute, this Cogs and the Swarm spawns have just flipped over. So now the Cog or the Swarm could have some nasty surprises right behind them. And the Swarm have just lost their leader again.
I see the enemy.
Let's see if the match MVP Lakey on the Swarm team can pull back a victory. Oh, unfortunate. Lakey gets blown away by a mulcher. The Cog are now leading 2-0 in our first of 5 fights.
I'm ready.
It shouldn't take too long.
Okay, so at the moment, the Swarm team seem to be in some serious trouble.
I see the enemy.
Throwing fire!
And the Jinbot on the Cog team just got blown away. So that means there's only 4 Cog left standing. And now they are trying to rely on the power weapons to keep them alive, but they are not a very good shot with them, so they're... Oh. Oh. Yep, and the power weapon has expired, so the Cog no longer have a salvo. Oh. Now it is a 4-on-1 scenario. Let's see if our last man standing on the Cog team can survive the horde. And he immediately gets blown away by a Nasher shotgun, resulting in a sweet Swarm victory. It is currently 2-1 now. Only time will tell if the Swarm will be able to catch up, or will the Cog take another victory.
Do I smell bacon?
And at the moment, both teams are off to a pretty good start again.
Speaker is down.
And the Cog has once again lost the leader, and both teams have eliminated their leader. Now it's a 3-on-2 scenario.
Get me medical aid! Oh, I'm not done.
Oh, the Cog are going to gain an advantage here.
Res illuminate.
Oh, unlucky. There's only one man left standing, and that person is away from his controller. I wonder if the Cog will execute him as a last showboat to the camera. Alright, and that has resulted in a Cog victory. For the first time out of 4 games. The Cog have won this round. So the scores in 5 games are now 4 to the Swarm, 1 to the Cog. And this game's leader for MVP was GN Skyline. Today's today's FMJ UK fight is brought by the FMJ UK Gears 5 group, so make sure to join them on Facebook or join them here on Discord. Okay, so at the moment we are just getting ready and getting prepared for our next team, as both of our teams are now currently refreshing. So it may be 1 or 2 moments before we start the game, so please bear with us, and remember, if you want to find us on Facebook, we are the FMJ UK Gears 5 group. And remember, there is also a link to our Discord on the Facebook group. Okay, let's get ready to rumble again. At the minute, we're just waiting for both of our teams to ready up and return. As we are just taking a short break, as we have had 5 consecutive games. The scores stand at 4th to the Swarm and 1 to the Cog. So at the moment, we've got an update here. We are starting the game in 30 seconds. Alright, starting the game in 10 seconds, it would seem. Yeah, well, it will take and we are now loading into our next game. And at the moment, both of our teams are now loading into the game, preparing for another brawl. And we are now moving to Blood Drive on Guardian. So here we go again. Our teams are now moving out from their spawns. At the minute, both the COG team and the Swarm team are having a bite of each other, and Lord Logan just claimed first blood.
I'm ready.
And at the moment, Lord Logan is currently holding his position while we have a look at see what's happening on the COG team. And at the moment, the COG team are currently holding their position on the high ground, trying to keep a high ground advantage against the Swarm. Only time will tell if they are successful to push the Swarm back, or the Swarm pushes them back and takes over the hill. And now the spawns have swapped over. So the COG should be expecting a nasty surprise from behind. We now are watching the leader of the COG team, which is surprisingly still alive, considering it gets taken out faster than you can say a Black Friday sales. Well, at the moment, the COG leader is on his own, and he's dangerously close to the swap spawn territory. Oh, he's now currently got the aid of his troops. And now, on the Swarm team, we are now observing the Swarm leader, who's currently sitting on the high ground, along with the COG leader on the high ground on the opposite sides of the map. This map is very balanced for Guardian, I have to admit, so expect a few surprises. And at the moment, neither team has taken out their leader just yet. Oh, and the Swarm has just taken out the COG leader. Lord Logan showboating there after his victory against the Swarm COG leader. And at the moment, we are currently observing what is left of the Swarm and the COG. The COG are still holding to the last man on the high ground, which are getting boxed in by the Swarm, it would seem. Oh, and it looks like the Swarm are pushing for a rush. Oh, and the sacred sprint goes for the quad. Unfortunate. He got the quad, but it didn't save his team. Although he did wipe the Swarm leader. And Lord Logan is showboating with a hostage. And GIGN Skyline is currently the last man standing on the COG team against two of the Swarm, who are also the last people standing on their team. And at the moment, GIGN Skyline is just trying to give the Swarm the runaround. Oh, and he's packing a little surprise. And I... And at the moment, Skyline's in big trouble. Finish him. Oh, he just ripped his head off. Oh, he just got... That was an arm. Well, looks like Lord Logan just disarmed his opponent. Quite literally, no pun intended. Okay, the first round goes to the Swarm at the moment, with the Cog now pushing a heavy advance against the Swarm. And the Cog appear to have a sniper on their team, which is picking off the enemies one at a time.
Incoming frag.
I say the Cog sniper is a little rusty with his sniper rifle, but it looks like the Swarm have brought a flamethrower to the party.
I'm ready.
And at the moment, let's see what's happening on the front line with Skyline.
Eat shit and die.
And Skyline kills less than me. Oh, and Gaza is in big trouble as he's been boxed in by the spawns changing by the Swarm. He's been blown away by a Nasher shotgun. Both teams at the minute are still at a stalemate with neither one's leaders eliminated.
Meeting over.
And at the moment... since Blood Drive is very well balanced, we still do not have any further information, but both teams are still fighting each other, brawling it out, and trying the best where they can.
Meeting over.
Oh. Oh, and he ran straight into that grenade. The Cog have now lost their leader. It is now a 5-on-2 scenario. And Fearblood still is fighting strongly alongside Gaza. And Gaza is down. Oh, and got neck snapped. And this round results in a Swarm victory 2-0. And at the moment, things seem to be going well. Both teams are back to brawling it out with each other. Oh. And the Cog are now fighting their way up the stairs with an RL4 salvo. But the Swarm have got the high ground, keeping the Cog suppressed as the Swarm take the kills. And at the moment, the cog are finding trouble trying to gain some ground. The spawns have now flipped over, which means the cog could spawn behind.
Target my mark.
And at the moment, the swarm took heavy casualties due to the spawns flipping over. And at the moment, the cog are gaining ground heavily. And the swarm leader makes a lucky escape, but is about to make a big mistake. Oh, and GIGN Skyline goes for the triple, goes for the quad with the drop shot. So at the minute, Skyline appears to be the one to watch, as he keeps pulling off the impossible. And at the moment, the cog are now beating the swarm. And they are about to get the final kill, as the final swarm is now boxed in. But this still could turn out to be a swarm victory. But you would have to pull off the impossible to make it happen.
Flame out.
That's one way to get a person fired.
Enemy marked.
And the final swarm has been eliminated, resulting in a round win for the cog. So the score is now 1-2. However, the swarm only needs one more victory to win the game. And at the moment, both teams are now off to a sailing start again.
Meeting over.
You had it coming. Incoming frag.
Look what we have here.
Engage my target. I'm ready.
And at the minute, General Khan is planning to try and take some enemies down with him in a suicide run, but unfortunately he gets flame grilled by Skyline. And once again, Skyline gets another kill with a Scorcher, flame grilling his enemies, making them medium well to well done. And at the moment, Skyline is on fire with the flamethrower.
Enemy marked.
And Skyline is definitely the one to watch. He just pulled off the impossible, eliminating all of the enemy team, resulting in a 2-on-2 tie at the end of this round. Now we have our final decision fight to pull the tiebreaker. Will this be a swarm victory, or will this be a cog victory? And at the moment, things are going strongly. Tensions are high. And we do not know who is going to win yet. I tell you, if I was the last person standing, I'd be like... And at the moment, both teams are still brawling it out between each other. And the spawns have now swapped, so the swarm could be spawning in front of the cog, or the cog could be spawning behind the swarm. And at the moment, the swarm are holding the ground, trying to fortify themselves. I see the cog is also taking a two-pronged attack approach, as they have the swarm boxed in. Oh, and the cog have brought a drop shot to the party. And at the minute, the cog are sending the swarm plenty of birthday gifts. And the swarm have just lost their leader.
On target, dumbass.
And at the moment, Lakey is currently rocking the RL4 salvo. So there is a pretty good chance if this power weapon is used wisely. And forget what I was about to say because he just got blown apart. This game is looking towards a cog victory. And the final kill goes to the cog, making it 3-2. The cog have won the game. Once again, in 2 games running, GIGN Skyline has been the match MVP. And this game is brought to you by FMJ UK, which you can find us on Facebook and on Discord. Okay, so the next game appears to be on the map of Icebound on Guardian. So at the minute we are just waiting for both teams to start again. And further updates will be brought forward shortly. And at the moment, since things have been going well, I've got to say both teams have pulled a really good amount of effort today so far. And if you would like to be a part of FMJ UK, please search us up on Discord and on Facebook.
We would be honored if you would join us.
So at the moment, it looks like we're getting some new players in, so this could mix things up a bit. So at the minute, 5 to the Swarm, 2 to the Cog. Cool. Okay, so now the next game of Guardian is on the map of Icebound. Okay, so the game is once again starting with both teams getting ready to annihilate each other out of the competition.
Let's make quick work of these idiots.
So the score at the moment in 7 games is 5 Swarm, 2 to the Cog. And now our teams are back at it, fighting each other for control and going to kill each other's leaders. And at the moment oh, it seems like it's raining grenade launchers now. Now this match just got beautifully explosive. And we are currently watching the Cog leader currently taking on a whole horde of Swarm, taking one down. And at the moment, the Cog leader is running into some dangerous territory. But a futile effort. Oh, very much lucky. And of course, we've just got another update. Now execution rules are now active in this game. Only on the leader. So if your leader goes down, you have to execute. Oh, and Queen Raina just got chilled out. And the Swarm has just lost their leader. And at the moment, there's only 2 Swarm left standing. Make that 1 Swarm left standing. And the Cog are now closing in on the final Swarm leader. And Lord Lugan seems to be dealing the damage out to this team. And Lord Lugan, unfortunately, was not successful, resulting in a Cog victory. At the end of that round, we are now 1-0. 1 to the Cog, 0 to the Swarm. Alright, so at the moment, it seems our teams are fighting over the power weapons in the middle of the map. But bear in mind, there is a big hazard on this map. If the ice breaks from under, they end up in a freezy death trap. And at the minute, it is now currently raining grenade launcher rounds. And that one guy just got annihilated by a drop shot. Oh, stun shot by the grenade launcher. Oh, and Lord Lugan just took out GIGN Skyline with a grenade launcher. Okay. It would seem the Swarm are just having a rather chilling experience. Oh. And that enemy Swarm is down to the Cog. And the leader is down. The Cog's leader is down. And the Cog have just lost their leader. And now it's down to the rest. Can the COG team survive and execute the swarm leader? But it would seem this round they're taking heavy casualties. The odds are currently looking to be in the swarm's favour. Now it's a 5-on-1, which I am currently observing. He's about to get blown apart by a shotgun. There we go. And this round goes to the swarm, resulting in a tie so far in the score.
Forget not their transgressions. Punish them.
And straight off the bat, the COG take the first blood of this round. Oh, at the minute it's a game of grenade launchers. And this fight is getting more and more explosive by the second. And at the moment, the swarm's leader has been killed. So this round could be already looking towards a COG victory. And that release from the drop shot was way too early, which was making it very ineffective. At the moment, the COG seem to be pulling a win out of the hat. So now, at the moment, it is a 5-on-3. And there is some good sportsmanship going on here, as there is an AFK player which is not being killed in spawn, so that's some really good sportsmanship here. Okay, the last player is AFK. We do have a rule where if somebody's AFK, we do not kill them till the end of the round. Or we give them a fighting chance.
I'm enjoying this way too much.
This round goes to the COG. The score is now 2 to the COG, 1 to the swarm. And at the moment, both teams are once again right back at it. If the COG win this round, they win the game. But the Swarm do have a chance to catch up here. And at the moment, things seem to be going more than well at the moment for both teams. But neither team has killed neither one's leader yet. We've currently got one AFK at the moment. And I just watched a Swarm get blown halfway across the map. Oh, and there is some good sniping with the talkbow by GIGN Skyline. And at the moment, neither team has taken out one's leader yet, so things are still looking good. Okay, the Swarm has lost their leader.
I see the enemy.
At the minute, it is now a 5-on-2 scenario. 5-on-1 scenario. And the And the COG have won this match.
Hi.
So at the moment, we have had 5 Swarm wins to 3 COG wins.
You would have joined the one-on-one time with me, mate. Yeah. Nice one, Scotty.
Yeah, well played.
Alright. Again, that was another fantastic effort by both teams. Oh, fantastic. At the moment, both of our teams are brainstorming to see if they'll want to switch some players around or invite some new players to the game to mix things up a bit. Okay, at the moment, both teams are just in agreement to getting some more new players into the game. And the FMJ UK and the USA teams are a very welcoming community, so make sure to join them on Discord and on Facebook. Well, at the moment, our next map seems to be Exhibit, and at the minute we have mixed up the teams, so things are looking great for our next game. Well, at the moment we are waiting on one more person to come and join us. And thank you for the follow, Unholy Reaper. Much appreciated.
So do you guys
Once again, everyone, if you're interested in joining the FMJ UK or USA team, we are on Facebook, so just give us a search, FMJ UK or FMJ USA, or make sure to join our Discord. And it seems there's a minor technical hiccup with one of the alerts, but hey. At the minute, we are still finding a single player that could finally join us. Okay. Okay, so it would appear we are going for a 4-on-4. Well, I tell you something. I was quite proud of GIG and Skyline, our MVP, and Lakey, our other MVP. We have had 2 MVPs this evening, which have been moving like the Terminator.
You are terminated.
Wait, so who is this?
Lakey. It's been made for me on this since I started playing it.
Okay. Who was I playing against last night?
Me.
At the minute, we are making final arrangements for our 4-on-4 match gameplay, so we will not be very long off starting. Well, at least we'll be starting our game again soon, so just keep calm and so keep calm and carry on. Okay, we have just heard something funny from one of our members, and this is for the comedy section of our stream. Apparently, that one guy that was AFK during the previous 2 games was apparently ordering a pizza in the middle of a war. And we are starting on Guardian on the map of Exhibit. The current... And okay, here begins our 4-on-4 on the map of Exhibit. And here we go. The swarm is off to a heck of a good start. Oh, and watch out for that laser grid in the middle of the map. And at the moment, the cog is facing off against the swarm. Let's see what the cog leader's doing. And the cog leader is trying to steer back, which is a very wise choice, using a sniper to... Oh, the cog leader is officially on a duck hunt.
I see the enemy. Meeting over.
I got him down. Oh, did he do?
They've already lost. They just don't know it yet.
Okay, so at the moment the both teams are doing fairly well in this match, since that was only the first round. The COG got the upper hand on the Swarm, annihilating them with quite a lot of ease, considering they had some good team members on the team. And at the moment, we are looking at an interesting fight as the Swarm are trying to use a tugboat to take out the leader. But at the minute there is a laser grid separating the both of them. Oh, and that one guy just got sliced by the laser security system. And that one guy is currently AFK again on the Swarm team, leaving a man less to help defend the Swarm leader. Both teams, however, still have their leader at the moment. And General Khan of the Swarm just knocked out the leader of the COG team. Let's see what bag of tricks he's got. Oh! And UK Night Fury just got caught in the laser security system. And at the moment it is now 2 against 3. And it is a COG victory for this round. The COG are now leading 2-0. If they win the next round, then that means they'll be leading another consecutive victory.
Let's get him.
So at the moment it looks like the COG may be heading for the 4th win. So, at the moment, the Swarm leader is currently being protected by the other members of the Swarm. Let's see what the COG leader's doing now. Oh, so it would seem the COG leader is taking some flash pictures with a sniper rifle. At the moment, it looks like the COG can get absolutely nowhere near the lead of the Swarm.
Next.
I'm ready.
Oh. Well, at the minute, it seems like the COG are starting to gang up on the Swarm again. And the Swarm leader has been KIA'd. So at the minute it is now 4-on-2.
I'm ready. See the enemy.
Alright, last man standing on the swarm.
Meeting over.
Okay, so at the moment the COG are now catching up to the swarm score.
I'm ready.
So the scores in 9 games is now 5 to the swarm, 4 to the COG. And at the minute some of our members are getting booze fueled. Because apparently they're playing a lot better. And I would like to take this moment, now that we're in between another game, to do a shout out to the FMJ UK and the FMJ USA communities, which you can find on Facebook and on Discord. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, in the next game of our Guardian series, the next map appears to be Vescar. And the map Vescar is also known for short to medium range engagements. So these Guardian games on Vescar, and I know from experience, can go very quickly, or if people play tactically and not rush each other, this can last a little short period. So either way, technically speaking, the rounds should only last 2 to 3 minutes, I predict at the most. I could be wrong. It also depends on the power weapon placement on the map. So at the minute, both of our teams are once again getting readied up for the 10th fight of the evening in our FMJ UK Beta Battle Series 3. And we are going to be launching the battle very soon, so prepare for one hell of a good explosive fight. And at the moment, we are still getting our teams ready, as people are just refreshing themselves after the fight, and people are doing what they do best while they're on while we just have a very short break before our next fight. So this is another good opportunity to shout out the group I'm currently with, FMJ UK and FMJ USA on Facebook, and also remember to find us on Discord. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, prepare for the match of Guardian on Vaskar. So at the minute, both of our teams are currently loading in. And we're getting locked and loaded for one hell of an explosive fight. Okay, so at the moment, we are now featuring the COG team as well as the Swarm team. At the minute, UK Night Fury is AFK, but he should soon catch up in the group. Oh, and there's a breaker mace in the middle of the map. This is going to make the fight pretty damn interesting. Oh, and he just got smashed. Oh, and he just got blown apart. At the moment, it seems like both the Swarm and the COG still have their leaders, surprisingly. So it seems like I described before, the map's been played pretty tactically. And oh, it looks like the Swarm just got one of the heads blown off.
Incoming.
And at the minute, now that the spawns have flipped over, there is a danger present that both teams could get outflanked by their own members. And also, the Swarm has lost their leader. This round could result in a COG victory.
I'm ready.
And at the moment, the COG and the Swarm are right back at it. Oh, no scope. Oh, and the leader of the COG just had the head blown off by a sniper rifle. So at the moment, the Swarm could be catching up here. Oh, at the moment, this Countess is playing tactically. And at the moment, the Swarm is slaughtering the Cog. Even though the spawning has swapped on the map at the moment, there is no possibility of respawns because the leaders of both teams have been taken out. So far, it looks like it could be another Cog victory. Oh! And a game-winning execution for the camera, resulting in another flash photo finish for the Cog, resulting in 2-0 in the rounds at the moment. If the Cog win the next round, they win this game. So at the moment, the Cog are possibly on their final round. That's if the Swarm do not catch up to them. So at the moment, the Swarm and the Cog are on even ground. So both teams still have the leaders at the moment.
Amateur.
And the good thing is, I have a feeling the boom. Okay, I just watched that bullet just phase through the head of the enemy without killing him. So, at the moment, the Cog leader is still surviving with their team completely protecting and playing the objective. As for the Swarm, however, let's see what's happening on the Swarm. The Swarm leader has been defeated. So now it is 4-on-2. Oh!
Not your average bureaucrat.
And the Cog leader has won the game. This is now the Swarm. The score between the Cog and the Swarm in 10 games is now 5-5. So we have a tiebreaker. So in 10 games, the Cog and the Swarm are neck and neck.
What's the score?
5-5. We have. So, who's going to break this tiebreaker now that we've got both teams at the same amount of points in 10 games? Okay, so at the moment, the next game of Guardian appears to be on the map of Gridlock. As both teams are now 5-5 in 10 games, Gridlock will determine the tiebreaker event. So will the Swarm win this and overtake the Cog? Or will the Cog come back and beat the Swarm? And remember, if you would like to be a part of our group, the FMJ UK or FMJ USA, please feel free to search us up on Facebook, as well as being able to find us on Discord. Okay. Okay, a news update. This is our very last game on Gridlock, since both teams are 5-5. This match was going to determine our team winners of Guardian. But the most important thing is, everyone is a winner, and it's the fun and the taking part that counts. So at the moment, both teams are still 5-5. This 3 rounds more on Guardian on Gridlock will determine our team winners. Some further updates. Some further updates is one of our players is currently having some technical difficulties. So what we do is we abort the game and give that player a chance to rejoin. So we are a fun and open community, and we do not leave a man behind. And that's what makes the FMJ UK and the FMJ USA teams very special, because we are there for each other and we are one big family group. And each member is there for each other, and we give each other a chance. Okay, so at the minute we are just aborting the game, so we can give our chance, so we can give it the player that disconnected a chance to rejoin. And with this being our final game, I would kindly like to say, if you have any questions about our clan, please contact UK Gaza A1 and also Less Than Me 89. And also Fear Blood 2001. So as we were saying before, this is the last game and both teams are 5-on-5 in 10 games. So game number 11 will determine the winning team of today's Guardian series. Yes, also, if anyone who is currently playing in our game on the COG team or on the Swarm team is currently watching us, this is requested by the admins of FMJ UK, is to mute your game audio on the stream so we can't hear any communication. And also refrain from looking on the stream. Thank you, everyone. So at the moment both teams are engaging each other and they are picking up power weapons and shot grenades, it would seem, on the map. Oh, and it looks like the Swarm just found a big boomer. Oh, and it would appear our Skyline sniper is currently sitting on a high note, duck hunting the Swarm team like absolutely anything. At the moment, both teams are currently doing extremely well.
Meeting over.
Throwing smoke!
And the spawns have now swapped, so now both teams can spawn behind each other and possibly gain some ground advantage.
I'm ready.
Embarrassing yourself!
Dead.
Oh!
Prejudice.
And the Swarm have just lost their leader. It is now 4-on-2. So at the minute, our final two remaining Swarm players are currently defending for their lives.
Enemy spotted.
Oh! And that one guy just got blown away by an Asher.
There's one!
And Fear Lord 2001 is currently in trouble. Oh! Knocked over by a boomer shot and finished off by a snub. First round goes to the COG.
I see the enemy.
Shook! Ow! Smoke out! Well, your war's over. Take this.
I'm ready. I see the enemy.
Drop them!
And another quick round going to the cog, leading them 2-0. The FMJ Series 3, the FMJ UK Clan Series 3 is currently underway full swing on Gears 5. If you wish to join the FMJ UK Gears of War Discord, where you can search for us on Discord, and the FMJ UK Gears of War page is also on Facebook. And at the minute, both teams are fighting, as the COG only require one more win to win the series this evening. And the Swarm still have a chance to pull back from defeat and pull up a couple of victories. Oh, double kill by UK Gaza. Triple kill by UK Gaza. And at the moment, it seems the Swarm is getting rushed by the COG, which was a failed effort. And the spawns have swapped, so now the COG is now spawning behind the Swarm. And the Swarm have now lost their leader, which could be clearing the way for a COG victory. Only time will tell what will happen next. So make sure you stay tuned for the final game of this evening's FMJ UK Beta Series 3. And the COG have won this evening's FMJ UK Beta Series 3 gaming event, with the match MVP GIGN Skyline. And I would like to thank everyone for coming this evening, and that has been it's been a fantastic evening as well. We've had a lot of good games this evening, and I would like to say stay safe everyone and take care. And always make sure you stay safe and wash your hands and wear face masks when you go out and about, as well as staying safe within the comfort of your own homes, and keep calm and just play games. So sit back. So make sure you stay tuned for more in the future, and please make sure to give the channel a follow. Thank you for watching everyone.